So I have ways for the election energy and oh God, good riddance to it all. I don't think much is going to change really. So yeah, I mean obviously it's programming and mind control and everything you can think of. So whoever wins, it's not really clear how it's going to go. It's just kind of quiet right now. It's funny how it's right after Halloween, and that's a ritual day, so it's like the monster mash doesn't end, does it? I don't know. This world is, this world is definitely a workout. It's tired out, but anyway, it's like old-fashioned planet. It's like a antique store. So, the political energies, I don't know. I don't think it's going to matter who wins, really. Whatever is set into place is set into place. So, yeah. So, I guess they might give the people what they want, but then they'll just screw them over in the long run. So, like I say, what does it really matter? They'll just screw us over in some form. Or, of course, the people's energy is not exactly the best, blaming the government for everything. That's one way to evolve, or not evolve. What's the stage in life? I mean, it's definitely not always the government. A lot of people self-sabotage themselves all the time. Of course, they're not going to hear that one. That's not going to sit very well with many. But it's true. I mean, that's how obviously, there's like different points here. I was gonna write it down, but I still remember what it is. The biggest thing for, of course, those that are developing spiritually is delusion. So high vibration delusional thinking, they can't seem to get past that one. Many can't. I mean, as already shows, like you just put a positive message that goes nowhere, and people just eat it like ice cream. Can't help it. That's all right. That's all they want to hear is the good, whatever that is. I'm not sure what nonsense that's out there, but like you're gonna get your powers without earning them. When some kind of solar flare happens or whatever it is. Yeah. So they just don't want to. Yeah. Yeah. It's laziness, it's a lot of things there. But then you have your conspiracy theorists that's in the victim mode, blaming everybody or blaming everything. Not even once looking into themselves. They don't know how to do it. I mean, sort of, not really. It's like too scary. It can be a horror movie. So it's either just to blame the government and everybody else for their problems. Because that, of course, they didn't grow up exactly the mindset to, look within and heal the terrors. I mean, they do look within, but then it's like close the door on that one. That's not an easy place to go. And of course, those that are spiritually evolving, go into delusional energy. Some of them have done clearing, some of them have not. It's just easier to eat ice cream and just easier to, live in the balloon life. That's where they are. Just, it's hard to come out of that realm. So if you come out of those two places, that's where you really start to strengthen yourself. I don't know, just get out of the delusion of both of them. Not that many people are fully into those, or ever, but either way, just you're coming more into yourself, and that's how you activate yourself more. Of course, doesn't mean anything gets easier. Far from it. I guess you can say that's why many do stay shut down. I mean, you open up somewhat spiritually, but not fully open up, because what comes after you, you might have some things now, but when you start really connecting, powering up, of course, some might feel like they're doing it, but still living in a wild, wild land. You can't make whatever. You can't bring up every single situation. Yeah. It's a lost world out there. But like become more, yeah, real with yourself. You can energize more of your internal self, and actually doesn't mean, like I said, doesn't mean it's gonna be easier, because then the universe just throws all their other crap at you. So you just leave one crap for another. For another. Doesn't get any better. So sometimes it's better just not just live in lollipop land. It's way just easier there. Until you're ready to take on what else is here. Everyone's backlash, especially like with X. I keep losing subscribers there, which is freaking hilarious. Like, that doesn't matter. Not that they care anyway. Not that any of it matters in the long run. Yeah, it's like the conspiracy realm. So yeah, the government. I don't know. I don't think the government's that strong. It's, that's, I mean, you're dealing with a society that doesn't know itself. Kind of thinks it does, not at the level of really knowing itself. Like, to, if you want to talk, obviously in this world, in the past, dug itself into a hole, and it's telling itself it's smart. Well, when you make a lot of mistakes, I guess you can say you're smart in trying to unravel those mistakes. It even takes thousands of years. I'm not sure if we're actually there. No. Oh, it depends on who you're listening to. Waiting for your solar flare or whatever it was, and you get your superpowers, like I say, without trying, without earning them. Sure. I guess it's like being an ice cream man telling people that nonsense. Just whatever. That's give them what they want, right? It's a sad world. Yeah, people here just make things harder than it has to be. When it comes down to it, you wonder like what the world challenges are. Not everybody. You can blame the government all day long. It comes back to the people here. Just make it harder than it needs to be. And that's what, you dig yourself in the ancient times, Atlantis and whatever else, dug yourself and made all these mistakes. Of course, you can grow. Yeah, doesn't mean it's smart, but you can still call it smart. It doesn't mean it is smart, because the idea is to not fall for all this stuff. That's smart too. Like, you keep your frequency high, but then you avoid all these troubles of this reality. Oh, I don't know, call it frequency high. I don't know. That's another new age terminology. Keep your, I don't know, self. Yeah, because when you get to a certain level energetically, I guess I would just call it that. Doesn't mean it's a higher frequency, just a frequency. I don't know. This place is so backward. God. Yeah, make sure it's just tired out. But yeah, in the long run, majority just makes this world harder than it needs to be. Just the way it is. I guess that's smart. I guess. Well, when you're already in the mess, yeah, you can handle it. The stupidity of all these mistakes. Sure. And then the other dimensions of looking at it's like, why did you do that again? Oh, because you're smart. Oh, okay. Sure about that? You can tell yourself that. Well, now you're in this, might as well say that, because you're digging your way out. It's not easy, obviously. Well, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you have your group, even that has a cult-like energy. And if you're a bubblegum spiritualist living in La La Land, somebody can't come out of that. That's a hard one to come out of, because it just stays so good there. So you pull yourself out of that and get more into the neutral middle ground. It's not all this cracked up to be. But, become more realist. That's how you advance yourself stronger, though. Not saying anything's easier, though. Like I said, I'm kind of repeating that. It's interesting, those that are connected to like the government, that do have government jobs, that are in kind of the know to some level. but which I've tapped into recently. Just I can feel just it's kind of like remorse or just feeling bad, just feeling you know there's this, you put on this facade of happiness, but they really aren't that. I don't know, just they feel kind of bad with the things that they know. And yeah, you have to go on like that, live with it. Just the knowledge that they have doesn't mean they killed a bunch of people. It just Area 51 or whatever is going on out there. Stuff they can't talk about, obviously. Well, obviously, some talk about it. Whatever. Yeah, I've had conversations with the woman. I'm sure you have. Whatever, whatever. Yeah, they can put it on YouTube and all. Okay, whatever. It's like living in a cartoon around. It's a bad movie. This is avatar.com. Private sessions. Story chakra also. Yep, still working. Okay. So, whatever. Yeah, and that's the thing about the spiritual groups that are healing the ego. Not as easy as it sounds. That's a tough one. Just when you don't think you have. Well, there's the good parts of the ego, but the toxic side of it. Yeah. And you connect to the white hats, the white hat G.I. Joe crew that's out there. Jeez, what is this place? Yeah, this is like a antique store. It's like a museum of the old world, the old reality, the old universes, like pieces of it here and there. Even Rome's part of a. Funny, Rome has a Russian energy connected to it also. Russia is more Martian than most places. Mexico has some of it, like spiritual side of it. Russia is more of the economic side of it. Well, you look at the Russian people; they look very different. Yeah, and Martian people can look very, strange, attractive. Of course, everybody has their own point of view, but whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Mysterious timeline. Oh yeah, the timelines are coming in. It's obviously the unknown. Yeah, we're not allowed to know certain things for obvious reasons. Probably for the best. Of course, some of the fast food spiritual people out there want to know everything. Then they just move on to more fast food and go nowhere. Yeah. What fast go? I don't know. Not young or something. I don't know. Yeah. Just want to be entertained and be lost. At least I'm not around that energy anymore. God, man, and that has a lot of self-sabotage stuff around it. That's for damn sure. Yeah. So yeah, a hurricane. Yeah, it's still. Obviously not on the news anymore. This place is still beat up. Even I lost my air conditioner because of it. I think I lost it because of it. I think it helped it out. But luckily it's cool out right now, so it doesn't matter. I think it has something to do with it. Yeah. So, he was on his way out anyway, so, yeah. So, anyway. Yeah, it's cool. It's like 65 degrees. If anything's going to break down, now's the time to do it. So anyway, all right, we're going to alien disclosure frequencies that they can't go into. Oh well. But we are in some. Yeah, it feels like whatever. We're in some kind of disclosure of some sort. Definitely, because we're always in some kind of. I don't know. It feels very different. You never know. You just never know. Yeah, if some people. Some of the surfer spiritual fast food workers that are out there, or spiritual fast food individuals that have podcasts and all that. Yeah, they think there's no alien disclosure, but yeah, but see, when the aliens show up, they'll get disclosed eventually. All their nonsense, because they don't even know what they're being mind controlled under. So you never know. Not to say that'll come out, but you never know. Who knows? It's just a slow movements. Anyway, all right, we're going to the alien disclosure energies. Yeah, I felt ninth dimension. And the timelines, and we'll see how that goes. All right, blessings for you. Brings you with the Palladians, ninth dimension or seventh dimension. It doesn't really matter. There is, well, yes, some are just stuck in timelines. Well, some are battling themselves. So, like in the conspiracy energy, you'd be surprised how many are actually at war with themselves. And some of them are like Illuminati. They might see themselves as, Big Brother or whatever it is, stopping them for their growth or just, and it's the other thing is the vibes here. It's like I try the experience just to test out being a conspiracy theorist. That works out. It's almost like being a male gigolo to some level of information. Male, female gigolo or female gigolo. Either way, it's just it really has to do with the battle within oneself. Are you ready to find some peace? Not always. Yeah, the chaos timelines that are here. And that has a lot to do with the world. It's chaotic frequencies to keep one away from one's soul. Soul understanding, even recognizing the soul. And your future will be more understand. Spiritual growth is really just unraveling your own abilities. Some, yes, want the powers, but not the responsibility. That's why their powers don't engage, because they're not going to manage them well. There's enough beings here to shut you down. Of course, sometimes you have to go through your lessons, but those that want their powers, but they're not quite understanding their soul essence, who they are. It's not that easy either. Especially when the world is constantly throwing you challenges, because you're here, for some of you are here to unlock all these, agendas, to break them down, to not fall for them, but also give others a chance, a door to open up themselves, to step out of the chaotic timelines into inner peace and into understanding the soul once again. How many of these conspiracy theorists even talk about the soul? They might talk about the soul a little bit, but it's all about the bad guys. Or whoever they invented, whoever it might be. And so there's those, yes, that are went higher dimension. You just want to sit on a cloud, yes, and do nothing. But others do the work, while they don't have to do anything. It's more attractive because they know they're not ready. You can say that they're sitting in the seats of a higher reality. They're not quite ready to dip their toe into to go into a lot of challenges to actually bring it in. It's either to just sit there and wait for it than to do something. They might do something to some level, but not to the level of where they feel like they're going to go insane. So, it's just the soul exploration to step out of that frequency more into knowing more of yourself. Actually, yes, the more you want to know about yourself, the more you can advance it. You might not get exactly what you're looking for because you're still, you can't know everything. There's information here that even as a physical being, it does not translate. Like there's no words for it. You can feel it, but there's really no. A lot of the vocabulary has been highly shut down. That's just to make things harder. Follow your feelings. Don't worry about it. As for disclosure itself, so some of you are kind of energy surgeons. repairing some, and also unlocking frequencies. And eventually there'll be some kind. Disclosure not gonna be as exciting as some might think. It's a backlash, but it just won't be what. It's not gonna be Hollywood. It's not gonna be like that. No, it's gonna be tough. So that's another reason why it's not showed up. Is because it's really gonna test a lot of souls on their belief systems. Like the Antichrist, is it this, is it that? And your world's never going to be the same, as some of you know. So it's not going to, it's not going to be the exciting part, as some might think it would be. Not necessarily. I would say another burden you have to deal with. That's not going to go away. It's up to society. It does kind of put a spotlight on society to change. Not that it will, to heal itself. Some will, most won't, because the ego, how society is. It fights progress. That's why we only have one Christopher Columbus and not a whole bunch of them. It wasn't perfect, but it did bring in the new world. There's been attempts in the past, but it was all shut down. The world wasn't ready. And now here you are. And yes, the U.S. is kind of on fire a little bit. It's you can take all your rights and burn them. But the immigration energy, we're not feeling too. A lot of America has lost itself, so it's looking for a new identity. And you say some of this, the energies of the immigrant energies, actually to bring in a new culture, a new way, to actually care about each other instead of just become materialistic and lost and self-sabotaging. The idea is to bring in more of a culture to figure yourselves out. There's a lot of mysticism, a lot of spiritual work. It's not perfect, no. As many are going to fight it and all the propaganda. It's happening no matter what. It depends on how you look at it. Nobody likes change. The U.S. will survive. It won't be a Mexican U.S. Well, it was technically already connected to it, and connected to your Indian heritage. So you can say you're connecting back to your Indian heritage, technically. I mean, America was invaded by Europeans, and now it's being invaded by the next generation of Indians. The true cowboy, actually. It's losing. But it's actually to enhance it in the long run. But you can't tell that to all the propaganda that's out there. Not to say it's going to be easy. When was it ever easy when America was invaded by the Pilgrims and all that? So, yeah, this is a different type of invasion, yes. You're integrating, you're changing. Doesn't mean you'll lose the U.S., it'll just be different. Many don't like change. That's why there's only one Christopher Columbus. That's up to you. Yeah, society is never one for change. So in these timelines that are coming in, of course, it's not going to reveal itself. Yes, it will be eventually a Mexican president at some point. Not the end of the world, though. You'd be surprised culture will actually improve. There is no culture in the U.S., technically. Does there have to be? Not necessarily. But more culture will find itself. You'd be surprised how many will actually find peace. Some are, yes, used to the hell within themselves. And it's hard to heal that. Let's go back to the times when we all feel empty. But you can always go to some other part of the world where there is no invasion. But if you stick it out, there's a reason for it. There's much to understand about oneself. And the conspiracy energies will heal eventually, but right now it is a lot of entertainment there. The blame game. It's hard to connect to oneself. It's not taught anywhere. It's kind of scary, actually. So it's better just to run around somewhere else. So, blessings.